Hey everyone, my name's Brianna. These are my note cards for today. So, I just wanted to talk about how my Christian background and beliefs and traditions from my family for many generations have shaped me to who I am today. So, growing up, I grew up in a Methodist church and I went to church every Sunday. It was one of those things that was just part of my routine and I didn't really think much about it. I honestly found it boring. I didn't know how to apply it to my personal life and I just went every week and didn't think about it outside of a Sunday morning. So when I was about 10 years old, my uncle had become a pastor of a new and upcoming church nearby. So my family had decided to start going to that church. It was there when I felt like my knowledge of God was able to increase, but I really still couldn't relate God to my own life. So, as I said in my introduction forum last week, I had a medical experience a couple of years ago that I really feel was the defining point in my life and with my relationship with God. So, in August of 2018, I was rushed to the hospital and diagnosed with extensive bilateral pulmonary embolisms, which are blood clots in the lungs. After a few days of being in the ICU there, I ended up having to be transported up to a larger city hospital and was immediately placed on life support for 5 days. So the second day on that, I went into complete kidney and liver failure, and my entire body was shutting down on me. I really didn't know what to do in that moment, and the only thing that I knew what to do was to pray. So it felt like every moment, every second of every day, I was just praying. At one point, I was praying for God to take the pain away and heal me, and the next moment, I was praying for God's will to be done with me. And if it was my time to go home with Him, I was okay with that. I had feared death for a while, but I had felt this peace to just be okay with whatever God's reason and purpose for my life was. So I had always for years kind of prayed for a physical experience from God, just to kind of put my doubts to rest. I had always labeled myself as a Christian, but I still had doubts, and I wanted something physical to be sure and certain that God was real. So one day when I was in my ICU room, I felt this presence at the left side of my bed, and it felt like somebody just standing there watching over me. And once I finally realized that nobody else was in my room, I just felt this instant wave of peace come over me, and it was something that I can't describe more than that, and it was just so surreal. And at that moment, I feel like my connection with God grew and it finally had meaning in my life. So this whole medical experience has really ignited my faith to a whole new level, and I've loved being able to share my testimony with others. I was actually rebaptized last summer as an adult, and that was a big step in being able to share my testimony. I'm also blessed to be in a job where I can use my knowledge of God and my relationship with God and share it with other people. So I work as a assistant teacher at a non-traditional, kind of like a homeschool hybrid school. We're pretty small right now, but we are growing rapidly. I work with two other lead teachers, and we teach the kids the regular subjects in school, like math and language arts and science. But we teach everything with the foundational belief that God loves them and cares for them. So this has been, I think, a great experience for me to be able to teach these young people and the youth of our generation how much God loves them, and being able to personally feel that, I think has been a great tool to help share my testimony with others. So I'm extremely thankful that that Christian tradition of going to church and praying has been in my family for years. Because having that background in my darkest moments of life, I've been able to know where to turn to and where to cling on for hope. So thank you all for listening, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the semester with all of you. Bye.